Okay, so let's start. Welcome to our webinar first. The topic is the section and plate nesting in steel project PLM. So how to save steel and maximize the performances of your CNC machines. I am Colin MAYMON. I am the sales manager of the company. The duration will be around 25 to 30 minutes. So if you have any question, there is a special box where you can type your question and we can answer it. Okay. Introduction. So here we've got our chart with all the features we can do in Steel Project PLM. So as you know, Steel Project PLM is a production software designed and made to manage all your workshop, from the detailing office until the erection site. So today we're going to focus on the section nesting and the plate nesting, which are two modules, two pieces of our software, which are quite usual and quite simple, I would say, but which is the art of our solution, one of the art of our solution that we developed since ever. So I just encourage you to go on our website where you can have this flow with this chart, and you can click on each features, and you will have a detail of what we do on each features. So the webinar today will treat the manual section nesting. Okay, we'll see the advanced algorithm, the multi-project management, because we can make multi-project in plate and section nesting. That's all the features of our modules. The consideration of the technology and complex operation like miters cut, common cut. The different setting available like priority, the variable length, etc. The management of scrap, of remnant. The management of sequences for the plate nesting. The 3D visualization of the created bar for the section nesting. The stock link, internal or external, the traceability management, and the addition of customizable report. So that's what all the features available in our nesting, and we're going to see that a little bit later. So the goal and the benefits of all those nestings is to save some time. Okay, so when you don't nest manually, of course you save time and steel. Flexibility, reduction of scrap and rate, that's what makes you earn steel at the end of the year, because you earn a percentage of steel using our nesting. Error prevention, okay. Maximization of the machine capacity and consumable usage, sorry. And also to improve the traceability management. Okay, so we're going to jump in the software right now. Okay, so here we are in the soft. So as you already know, our software is made of module. Okay, so we're going to focus on, sorry, I'm going to put it in English. We're going to focus on the section nesting here and on the plate nesting. Okay, so I already prepared some fabrication job, which are ready to be nested. So I've got one fabrication job made of profiles, one made of plate, and one made of on-sheet. So we're gonna start with the profile one. So the composition of this fabrication job is made of two different projects, because we can nest from different projects. So we've got a project head office and a project feed shop open house with multiple sizes here of IP. Okay, so we can once again mix different projects in a nesting, in a plate and in a section nesting. So once I've got my fabrication job prepared here, I just have to click on section nesting here. So clicking on section nesting will open the module called section nesting, of course. So I can see all my my pieces in 2D and 3D down there. Okay. At this stage, I can import some stock. Okay. So for the moment, it's not nested. Okay, it's only pieces. I can import some stock. I can import some stock coming from an ERP thanks to our PNI interface, coming from our own stock and purchasing module that we have got in PLM, from an Excel sheet. Okay, so for now I will import from my own stock. Okay, so here we are. I did import some stock. So I've got my component, I've got my stock here. So now what we're going to see is how to make manual nesting. Our software is mainly made to make automatic nesting, but you can make some manual nesting if you want to. So what will you do? You will go in the stock you've imported and you will pick a bar inside there, like for example, this IP of 6 meters. So I will take it, slide it on the right, okay? And then, so I've got my IP, my material grade, my length. Then I will go on components and I will pick some components to slide them on the right. So it's quite easy. So I can take this piece, for example, slide it here. Okay, so remnant left is nearly 4 meters. I've got the percentage also left there. So I can take another one, for example, this one, slide it here. So now I've got nearly 2 meters left. And I could slide, okay, I'm going to take this one, slide it here, slide it here. Okay, I'm going to take some here. Okay, so you can nest it like that manually. It's up to you. So we can put the last one, for example. Okay, so I've got the last one here. If I put another one now, what will happen? Here it's green, so you can see it's all nested. If I slide another one here, it will be red telling me that there's too much pieces here. So the last one, I just have to select it and click on suppress to take it off. So here I've got a bar that I've manually nested. Okay, I can save. And then I will enter in the automatic section because the goal is mainly to make automatic nesting. So clicking automatic, the software will open a box here with all the section nesting parameter. So that's the way to make an automatic nesting. So first here, we can see on the left some priorities. So when you import a stock, you can define that you want to first take into the stock to make your nesting, then take the project booked, okay, take the remnant book, then make an order on the project. So you can modify those priority. That is the way the nesting will be made. So first, he will take into my stock, then he will take some remnants from the stock and so on and so on. So you can move that easily with this little arrow here. So you can see it's very easy to move. Okay. Here you've got profile. So you've got the list of profile you've got in this nesting. Okay, we've got all this type of profile. And here we've got the purchase box. So here we are declaring the deliverable length. So what does it mean? It's what you can buy towards the supplier, okay, to make this nesting. So you declare, and you can customize that in the software, you declare that you can buy 6, 12, and 15 meters of those different items. If some are empty for whatever reason, if there's no more 15 meters in IP 140, you just double click and put it in blank. Okay, so you can say, okay, for those 3 items, there's no more 6 meters and 15 meters. So it's quite easy. Okay, or you can also put everything in blank and fill it like that. It's up to you. We've got also a section here with increment, which can be interesting. Here it's to, let's say that you can buy between 8 and 12 meters, every sizes, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. So you will say, okay, my initial length is 8 meters, my final length is 12 meters, and my increment is 1 meter. That means that I will be able to buy 8, then 9, then 10, then 11, and 12. Okay, so you can also select that if you can buy multiple sizes. Most of the customers, they use a deliverable length here. Okay, so if we come back in general, here we've got the time. Okay, this time is to leave or to let the algorithm find the best solution. Okay, so more time you leave, better will be the result in terms of scrap and nesting. Okay, so it's like if I give you a problem and I leave you 2 minutes to resolve it, you will find a better result if I leave you 20 minutes than 2 minutes. Okay, so it's the same. The algorithm will have more the algorithm will have time, better will be the result. You need to know that over 10 minutes, the algorithm will loop. Okay, so you don't need to put more than 10 minutes, otherwise it will loop. But in 10 minutes, you will find a lot of solutions. Okay, So it's up to you. If you've got a lot of PCs to nest, perhaps it's interesting to leave 5-6 minutes. If you've got few PCs, perhaps you can leave 1-2 minutes. Here I will leave 0 minutes because I don't want to lose too much time to make the nesting. Here we've got remnants. Okay, so you can choose to have a result in terms of length or percentage for the remnants. So you understand that if you nest a bar of 6 meters and 12 meters, if you've got a remnant of 2 meters on each, it's not the same percentage on the bar of 6 or 12. So you can decide or length or percentage. It's up to you to lower the length or to lower the percentage. Here we've got a box with bar with same priority. So if you leave no, which is the value by default, the software will mix all the PCs the best way with no priority, okay? If you say yes, it will nest the PCs with the same priority as first goal, okay? So in our software, perhaps you don't know it, but you can give priority to your components. So if I go on this component, click right, here I can give a priority. So by default, priority is 99. But if I put priority 1, this piece will be considered as priority 1. So you can, for example, select multiple PCs and put priority 1 for those, I don't know, 6 PCs. Then you can put priority 2, 3, 4, and so on. So when you tick this box here, so I'm coming back to my automatic. When you tick this box, and yes, it will nest first the priority 1, then the priority 2, and then if there's no more priorities, everything is 99, it will nest the rest, okay? So you can really put priority on the bar and ask the software to nest it. Not in last bar, that means that when you nest with priority, it will fill all the priority number 1 in a bar, then all the priority number 2 in a bar, and then if the last bar of number 2 is we've got like 5 meters remnant, it will nest the rest of the priority 99. Okay, what do we have important here? Complete nesting bar. Okay, that's quite interesting also. Complete existing bar. So if you tick this one, the software will allow to complete the existing bar of a nesting with other PCs. Okay, so let's say you finish a nesting, all the PCs have been nested, but you've got some bar to complete. The software will pick some other PCs you've got in other project to nest them inside and to complete the bar. It will allow also, if you tick this box, it will allow to complete some manual bar you've nested. If you nest some manual bar and you've got some remnant left, it will complete the bars automatically with some PCs. Okay. Using priority of small remain. So this one, use in priority small remain. That is just to ask the software to take first all the remnants, all the small remnants that you could import from a stock to nest them as a priority. Okay, if you take it. And the rest is not so important. The rest of the features, the one which is important is also this one, where you can decide to limit the scrap, limit the remnant, or limit the number of bar. So if I put limit the number of bar as a first one, it will first limit the number of bar it will create, then the scrap, then the remnant. So I can move that. Here it will limit first the remnant, then the number of bar, then the scrap. So most of the customers, they want to limit the scrap because the scrap is what you will throw, so what you will lose. So we usually order it like that, but you can make it the way you want. Okay, so when you've got all that defined, you just click on OK, and the software will automatically create a nesting. So in my case, I don't leave so much time for the software to make a nesting, but well, it's making it. There's like quite a lot of components here, 315 you can see down there. So it's creating bars. We're gonna wait for it. It's not a small nesting that I did choose. Okay, done. So now I've got my my nesting done. So here you can see in gray a bar which is coming from stock. When it's coming, when you need to purchase, it's in blue. Okay. So on this nesting, what we can see, a bar. If I click on plus, I can see my different components inside. Okay, coming in yellow. And what do we have here in red is the scrap. So here is where you will have the pinch. Okay. Oh no, that is the straight cut of the beginning. Sorry. Here is all the coping in orange. Even the size of the blade is considered as a scrap. Okay. Also, all holes are considered as a scrap. And at the end, we've got a part which is also red here, which will be cut and thrown. Okay. So in my bar of 6 meters, I've got 218 millimeters of scrap. So you can define what is a scrap and what is remnant. Okay, remnant can be reintegrated in a stock. A scrap is what you will show. You can set that for those IP 360, I don't know, under 500 millimeters will be a scrap, over will be a remnant. So here we've got an example with remnant. You can see we've got 1.400 of remnant. When it's a remnant, you will see it as green here. So this part can be reintegrated in a stock to be used in the future. Okay. On the right side here, we've got like a summary of my nesting, how many bars I created, the length of those bars, the percentage of the remnant, 20%, so that can be reintegrated in the stock. The percentage of scrap, 0.51, so that makes you earn money at the end of the year, because lower is the scrap percentage, lower is still you will waste. The weight of the nesting, of course, the remnant weight and the scrap weight. So you've got this information in detail per type of profile, okay? And here we've got 14 in stock and 133 to buy. Okay, so I'm going to save from here. So we've got some interesting boxes here, not all of them, but let's go and report. Here you can create some report of your stock, for example. So the software will be able to create you a report with what is in stock and what you need to purchase. So we can see what is in stock here and what we need to purchase at the end. We've got also, we can print a summary of our nesting. So that's quite useful for the operator, because he will see the list of the bar with every single pieces he has to nest in each bar. So that's quite useful for the operator. We will see that we've got also a barcode on it, which will be useful to call the program. So we see that it's going on the drill and saw. It's called profile webinar. Sorry, we've got the number of drill of 12 here, 8, number of drill of 14, 1,538, and so on. And for each bar, you can see that bar number 1 is my feature open node project, my assembly B7, component M15, quantity 1, size of the component. Okay, so in this bar, you've got all those pieces to cut, and we've got a scrap of 198 millimeters. So that's quite useful. And this barcode here is for the operator to call the program automatically on the CN of the machine. So instead of searching manually in the folder where you've got all those bars, if he wants to produce in priority bar number 9, for example, just have he need just a scan, connect to the USB port of the CN and scan this barcode, and it will call the program number 9 automatically. Okay, what else do we have here? We've got a filter, which is quite interesting. So you can filter if you've got different workstation, different material grade, or different profiles. So if I want to filter all my profile 140, just click here, apply, and I will see only my bar of 140. Okay, so I can send in production as a priority if I want. Okay, and we've got also here bar orders can be interesting. So you can filter the bar order. So here is all my nesting. So you can move it manually if you want. If you want to produce this bar number 4 as a priority, this bar number 13 at the top of the list, you can move it like that. Or you can also, you've got automatic filters here. per type of profile. So all my IP 100, you can filter by, by increasing length or by decreasing length and so on. So you've got different filters in order to send in production. Okay, so I will save. And now I'm ready to send in production. My nesting is done. So I'm coming back on my fabrication job. You can see here that it turns green. It was red before, it turns green because it nested. I just have to click right and send in production, okay? It's quite easy and nothing else to do. Okay, now let's hear about ounces. I've got some ounces here that we can see down there, okay? So we can nest ounces also in our software because our software is an intelligent software to make nesting. So we can nest miters cut, we can rotate some pieces, we can nest ounces. So ounces will be the same. I will take my fabrication job called ounces, sorry, go in section nesting. I won't go through all the details again, but anyway, you've got some components inside this nesting as ounces, as we saw. Okay, you can see them here. So I will save and I will click on automatic here. I will say okay. Okay, so I will see some ounces which are nested, only one on this one because the sizes of the ounce makes that it's only entering in this one. So my ounce is here, and here it's a remnant or a scrap. But in some, sorry, I'm going to find a good one. Okay, for example, here you can see that all my different ounces has been nested together. So one in front of each other. So here we've got the scrap, here we've got some scrap, but you will optimize the bar the best way possible to nest your ounces, and this one will be a remnant. Okay, so we can nest ounces easily. Okay, so I'm going to save, I'm going to quit, and we will enter in the plate nesting now. Okay, quit. So we did see how to nest multiple projects in a unique nesting. We can of course nest angles, U profiles, I profile, H profiles, tube, everything with our section nesting. Now we're going to focus on the plate nesting. So here I've got some plate. Once again, it's plate of 8. I did choose only one thickness, but you can mix different thickness if you want. But there is 2 projects, head office and feature purpose house. Okay. Same process. I've got my fabrication job ready. I will click on plate nesting. Okay, so the software is opening my plate nesting module, is loading here all the plates. Okay, nearly done. Here we are. So I've got my plate here. You can see them in 2D, 3D, and even have an image of it. Okay, so here is all my plate. You've got the possibility to make an automatic nesting. I mean, you don't need to make anything manual. You just click here on automatic, and the software will nest all the plate in different plate. Okay, automatically. You don't have to do anything else. That's a button which is made to earn some time if you don't want to make it a different way that we will see just after. So that's the first way to do it, fully automatic. The software will take a few seconds to make the nesting. Okay, we're going to wait for it. Okay, done. So he did make 2 plates, okay, 1 and 2 here, with nesting inside. That's the fully automatic mode, quite easy to use. Otherwise, I'm going to board. Otherwise, what you can do is import a stock. Once again, you can import a stock from wherever you want. You can create manually stock also. So here I will create a plate of 4 meter by 2 meter, for example. Okay, You can create a stock manually also in the section nesting. I didn't told it before, but you can tell it before, but you can also do it in the section nesting. So I've got a stock here, I've got my components, and I will go here on the nester and send on my Gemini all my plate of 8, okay? So here it will load the plate. So you've got the option to nest manually if you want to here. Okay, so you can go and pick manually some pieces that you would like to nest as a priority. Okay, you can play them here like that. I'm not a very good nester, manual nester, but anyway, okay. You will put them like that, and then you can click on auto, and it will fill all the rest of the components automatically in the plates. That's what it's doing now. So once again, that's fully automatic or partially manually. So you can see that my manual pieces are here, okay, and then it's filling the rest in the plate, and it will create some new plates also. So I will stop him now. It's the same process here. More time you leave, better will be the result in terms of scrap. So we've got one plate here, we've got a second one here, okay, and a third one here at the bottom with a big remnant, okay. We're going to see later that with this remnant, this offcut can be kept into the server, into the memory of PLM. Okay, I will quit, I will save. Okay, and then you've got the option of the Pathfinder, okay. So when you've made your nesting, you can go here on Pathfinder to have kind of a simulation of what will be the production before to launch in production. You can simulate how the plasma torch will move on the plate. So we're gonna go there. On the Pathfinder, I'm gonna do it, okay, on the last plate. I see there is a question. I will look at it after, if you don't mind. Okay, let's do the plate number 3. Okay, we'll do this, the last one with a bigger offcut here. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna simulate the production. Okay. So we tell it's a plasma machine. Okay, and we're gonna apply. So here we will see that the machine will first produce the drill of 14, then surely and then we'll make some cuts. So say it did make some mark, then the drill, then some cuts. So it's a kind of a simulation of how the plasma torch will move on the plate and how it will proceed the cut. You need to know that you can divide a plate like that. You can divide it in 2 or 3 zones if you need. So if you divided it in 2 zones, you could have one zone that will be filled, then a second one, and once the machine will produce the second zone, you can download the first zone. Okay, so you can divide the plate in different zones if necessary. So he's nearly finishing the simulation here, and it will make the offcut here. Okay, great. Done. Okay. And out of that, we can, of course, print a report that we will see here. Report that can be given to the operator once again with all the components you've got in your. I don't want the report of this one. I want the report of the third one. Anyway. Generating the report is always a bit long. Okay, we're gonna generate the report for the third one. Sorry, that's the one I wanted to see. Okay, we're gonna generate the report for this one. Okay, so here you can see that we've got a code for the offcut, which is this one. And we'll see just after that we've got a special tool to keep this offcut in memory of the software with this offcut name, okay? So here is coming my report, okay? So we've got the report with my plate, with the weight, the percentage of remnant. We've got an estimating time of production here. Sorry, my report is in French because my base is in French here. So we've got 11 minutes and 40 seconds to cut this this plate with detail, how long it took to make the cut, how long it took to make the holes, how many tool change you have, and so on. Plus here the name of the piece, the reference of the project, the dimension, surface, weight, and here every shape one by one. Okay, so you can retrieve which piece belong to which project. Here we've got head office, and here we can see that there's only head office on this one. There's no on the other project. But anyway, you've got all the information and references here. So once it's done, you can see, as I was telling you, if you go in created remnant, we will find the soft cut here with the real shape. Okay, it's a real shape with the cuts here. Of my, you've got the GUID of the name of the plate, the material grade, the length, the width, the thickness, and the weight of this plate. So we can keep any offcut here in this section, and you can easily redo a nesting on an offcut when you need to make a nesting. Well, you've got the same filter here we saw before in the section nesting, where you can filter by plate, by workstation, by material grade. So once that is done, you can quit, and we are ready to send this plate webinar in production. Okay. So that's it for today. Let me see the question